all the special rapporteurs that have taken on this position, including, and particularly in the last 20 years, Professor Richard Falk or Michael Link before me, they've been accused of supporting terrorism, of anti-Semitism, despite the fact that Richard Falk is Jewish himself. And still, this has not...
Like me.
Like you, yeah, but there are so many Jewish people who are against what Israel has been doing to the Palestinians in the name of their Judaism, as Richard, for example, says. And so I was prepared to this, but I was not prepared to witness a genocide unfolding, to understand what has inevitably led to the genocide, what I've discovered last year, what I understood last year, what prevents to stop this genocide, the ideological and economic financial interests connected to this, which is what, in fact, the unveiling of which is what has caused the sanction that the United States have imposed against me. So I'm an ordinary person who wants justice, not just for herself, but or for her children, but for everyone sharing this wonderful place with us.
Let's talk about these personal sanctions. Since July 10th of this year, the United States has imposed personal sanctions against you, alleging illegitimate and shameful effort to pressure the International Criminal Court to act against US and Israeli officials, companies, and executives, as well as accusing you of spreading anti-Semitism and supporting terrorism. How do you view these accusations and the punishment imposed by Donald Trump administration?
No, but imagine, I want really, Breno, I want your audience to pause for a second and think of the absurdity of this. Okay, already in May this year, when I was investigating companies, hey, we are talking of Microsoft, Palantir, Google, the large Elbit system, the Israeli military industry. Imagine being told by the American administration that I'm a threat to the global economy and I'm harassing these companies. And because of this, and because of contributing to the work of the International Criminal Court, I'm a threat to the global economy and to the security of the United States of America. Do you understand the absurdity and the meaning of this absurdity in 2025? And it goes hand in hand with what has been said to me by the Israeli ambassador. For the first time, I've succeeded in bringing an Israeli political representative to one of my report presentations. So because normally they don't show up because they don't give legitimacy to the mandate. So he came to reinstate the allegations that I'm an anti-Semite, although I've made clear that not only this is totally not the case, and my human rights work started conscious of what anti-Semitism has done to millions of Jewish fellow citizens up to 1 century ago and later, and anti-Semitism is real and vile. But anti-Semitism is discrimination against Jewish people because they are Jewish. It has nothing to do with the state of Israel and its crimes. In fact, for what I'm concerned, Breno, Israel could be Buddhist, Muslim, secular, whatever, and I would still want it to not be an apartheid state. The other thing is terrorism. Come on. I mean, asking for the application of international law is terrorism. However, exhausted the usual allegations against me, Danny Danon, the Israeli ambassador, told me that I'm a witch.
Yes, I've read about.
I take it. If this is the worst thing that first of all, it's very liberatory to be told by someone who represents a state which is wanted, I mean, whose prime minister is wanted by an international criminal court, that I'm a witch, because who are the witches in history? People have been burned alive for having a strong connection with the nature and with deeper knowledge. And but if this is the worst thing you can accuse me of, I take it, he still remains the representative of a state which is committing genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. And if I had the power to cast a spell, it would be to make sure that these crimes end once and for all.
Ms. Albanese, since the ceasefire, the world has been trying to assess the scale of the catastrophe. What is the human and material toll in the current stage of the conflict between Israel and the Palestinian people began in October 2023?
Look, I think, first of all, I would like to situate October 2023, as I understand it, in something that gets missed. I do think that many, especially in the pro-Palestine camp, might not understand the full devastating impact that October 7 has had on many Israelis and people who love Israel. Because for decades, there has been this indoctrination. It's been, I don't know if intentional, planned, but however, it has come somewhere. This demonization of the Palestinians like the eternal enemies of the Israelis and wanting to destroy Israel. And I do believe it's scientifically proven today that collective trauma, intergenerational trauma is something that shapes our DNA. So I do believe that Israelis have a higher alertness to destroy, have like a dormant gene of trauma that has been reactivated on October 7. And in fact, there was a friend who told me, look, for us in Israel, it's not 300 days or 400 days from October 7. It's hundreds and hundreds days of October 7. So I do think that this is real and we should understand the traumatism. At the same time, the same empathy that people have toward the Israelis should have been there for the Palestinians, for the hundreds and hundreds of horrible days, not similar, maybe different, but still very painful October 7-like days they've had in their life from the Nakba onward, even before the Nakba, and all the more, Bruno, all the more, is after October 7 and as of October 9 onward, the worst intention ever verbalized have been executed. And it's true that Israel has brought the Middle East to a point that at least Gaza resembles the Middle Age, even worse than that. And yes, so there is this traumatism, but there is also the traumatism that the genocide is spreading among the Palestinians in Gaza, the Palestinians who have been abducted, the Palestinians who have been tortured, the Palestinians who have been raped, and those who have been forced to watch acts of rape, the orchard, those who continue to see their orchard burns, their fathers and mothers killed and abused by settlers or soldiers in the West Bank. The violence that Israel is unleashing against the Palestinians as a people, as such, which is a contextual determinant of the genocide, is abominable. And the other last aspect of it is that the world doesn't stop it. So the levels of horror are various, as you can see.